Welcome back to Querer es Poder, where there's a will, there's a way. Our show is about inspiring, educating, and motivating people here. And that's why we always have very interesting people like Robert Catrini, owner of Planet Yogurt,
Thank you.
actor, and
Whoa, whoa,
also
whoa. Start
has a
at the beginning.
specialty.
Juvenile delinquent.
Rock star. And-
Delicatessen owner down in South Florida. Okay, so you left the
and
deli.
voice catcher, because you do voiceovers.
Voiceover acting.
Patsy calls it voice catcher.
Voice catcher.
We went to the movies that night, and I see Sal Richards' name, and here's Sal, and I had always wanted to act. Even when I was 18, I bought the books, and I'd read about the Actors Studio, but I never said anything to anyone, not even Peg, not another human being. I'm watching my friend on the screen, and frankly, I didn't think he really did that well. We get outside, and Peg says, "What the heck was that about?" And I just said, "What would you think if I wanted to become an actor?" And at that point, we'd already been together 10 years, and she had no idea. She didn't even bat an eyelash. She said, "I think it'd be great." And
Peggy, you rock. I love that support from the couple.
Do you know what Patsy would say if Julio came home one day and said, "What would you think if I wanted to be an actor?"
Because it's around the same age when you were thinking that I would be. Seriously? Okay, let's do it. Help you.
So I did a little research. There was a girl working for us who didn't even qualify. Bill, you'll appreciate that. She didn't even qualify to be a hippie. She was a beatnik. She was back there, exactly, during the Dobie Gillis days,
right.
Pre-hippies. And I figured if anyone knows anyone in show business to turn me on to a drama coach, it would be Teresa. And within 2 weeks, she gave me the name of somebody. And again, you look back, and you don't know it at the time, but as time goes on, you look back in retrospect. And I honestly feel, as schmaltzy as this sounds, I honestly feel God was with me from the very beginning, because that woman, Jill DePianelli, is still my mentor today. I didn't know how good she was at the time, but I went down and audited a class, and she put me right up on stage, and in 2 minutes had me in tears with her questions while I was on the stage. And when it was over, she came to me and said, "If you give this up, you're a fool." And I studied with her twice a week for 2 years. Lee Strasberg's method, Eric Morris technique, which I'm a method actor from New York and very proud of it. My very first audition ever, I booked lead role, Petruchio, Taming of the Shrew. 14 lead roles on stage after that, and she said, "You need to start looking into TV and get ready, because you're going to have to move to Los Angeles, because you're
that good.
You have essentially. You have a solid career ahead of you." And took me. I didn't want to come to LA without reading without having Law and Order on my resume, guest starring on that. Went back to New York. After a variety of movies of the week, I met a lot of casting directors in the Southeast who were very, very helpful. The Finn Cannons in North Carolina, the powerhouse casting directors between New York and Miami. They're monstrous. They are the people to deal with, and they put me in 3 movies of the week.
Wow.
Moved back to New York. Took me 13 months to get into Read for Law and Order. Booked it on the first shot. Booked Cosby in the same week. And at that point...
The Cosby Show.
The Cosby Show.
All right.
Back to back, one day after the next. And at that point, every casting director that I knew in New York and my agent said, "That's it, you're done." The Sopranos hadn't started up yet. Had they been in production, I probably would have stayed at least one more season. But there was nothing in New York at that time. And I realized I had to come to LA, and unfortunately, Peg understood. But again, talking about support, she was not ready to come out yet because of her father's health and her job and her family. So we were really apart for 6.5 years. We saw each other only once a year.
Oh, wow.
for 6.5 years.
Mm.
I came out and rented a room in North Hollywood. Me and a suitcase, that was it. And Peg came out once a year. And I went back. It was rough.
It had to be rough. It had to be
It was
very
very
rough.
rough. And then Peg finally, sorry, Peg finally came out in 2003, and it's been good.
That's hard to be, away from the family.
We took a
and
lot of grief from the family. What are you two doing? And we just knew that this is what I had to do. She said, go out and establish the career.
She was very supportive. She's
She
great.
is, and
great
now that
lady.
I see you together and so happy, I mean, it's nice to see you together running a business and doing a life together after all this time. So that's a good thing about now.
Yeah.
And
We're going to take a break. How's that? Let's
Okay.
take a break. There's a lot of emotion going on over here. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about Planet Yogurt.
a happy ending.
A happy ending.
You're listening to our hometown station AM 1220 KHTS.